visit Sugarloaf this week, Pão de Açúcar, and I want to know if you visit another place in Rio and if you're enjoying the beauty of the city and what are you expecting before you come here and this thing.
I was really excited to come to Brazil because I traveled a lot, like on my own, and I worked as a flight attendant for over a decade. So I traveled a lot as a flight attendant. But the airline I worked for did not have flights to South America. So I've been to Central America, I've been to Europe, but I'd never been to South America. So I was very excited for an opportunity to come here. Pretty much everyone I know wants to go to Brazil. All my friends are very jealous. And so I was expecting to love it, and I was expecting it to be really beautiful, and I was really enthusiastic. But I think it is even better than what I expected. I mean, when we went to Sugarloaf on Tuesday, and we stood at the top and saw this view, it took my breath away. I just think it's the most beautiful city, and it's a really unique city. I can't say, oh, it's like this place or it's like that place. It's very individual, and I think the people are just completely lovely. I love the Brazilians, and I can't really think of a good reason to leave. I really, really love it here. And the food. They're feeding me constantly, and the food is fantastic, and it's the best coffee I've ever. Even my husband is drinking coffee again, and he gave it up, and now he's drinking coffee again. It's just absolutely lovely, and it has surpassed everything I thought. Oh no, tonight. Tonight I've been promised what it is. Just one.
A gente sabe que em Summerland existe um lugar chamado Grandes Salões do Conhecimento, que é onde as pessoas entram e fazem perguntas a respeito dos seus próprios problemas. Como você teve a ideia de criar os Grandes Salões do Conhecimento e qual seria a sua primeira pergunta dentro de um Grande Salão do Conhecimento? Desculpa, meu nome é Giovana e eu sou da Snack, uma revista.
Parabéns!
Aqui, ó. A dupla aqui, ó. A dupla aqui, ó. Ganhamos uma estrelinha dourada.
Oh, it holds us.
Yes.
Greater learning.
She wants to know how.
It is. It's hard to describe the writing process. I don't always know where things come from. It's hard to describe the writing process. I can't always say exactly where something comes from. It's almost like sort of being in a trance in a way. When you're really into it, when you're struggling, But once you really enter into the story, I often feel like I'm taking notes on this movie that I'm making up in my head. And so once I started thinking about Summerland and how I wanted to look, and then I can start seeing it really clearly, I'm thinking, okay, what would be interesting in Summerland other than just, beaches and, flowers and things? What would be really interesting there? And for this idea for this place called the Great Halls of Learning just kind of came to me. It's also a little bit based on this idea, again, that many belief systems believe in, this idea of the Akashic Records. Are you familiar with this term at all, the Akashic Records? Yes. It's said to be a sort of mystical record of every single thing that has ever happened and that is ever going to happen. And so I came across that idea during my research of the Akashic Records. And I thought, okay, it'd be cool to sort of make this library that consisted of like all the knowledge you could ever want, all the knowledge you could ever be interested in. What would I look up first? I would probably just do something completely sort of selfish and first impulse and just like look up, if I had past lives, what they were and what I was supposed to learn from those lives. and then hopefully I would go bigger from there. Look at other people's past lives.
Yes.
But I think it would be kind of interesting to see like what my past lives were and the people around me and how we might have fit together back then and how we fit together now. I think that would be kind of interesting to see, you know, the different relationships you have with people and what they might have been then and what they are now. If that sort of thing exists.
And have an interesting thing about this. You just in the salon if you deserve to win, right? If you deserve, you just in if you deserve, right?
Oh, yeah, you have to earn the right to get in there. You have to be really pure of thought and pure of energy, and you have to earn the right. Not just anyone can go in there, because there's really valuable information in there, and so they want to make sure that it gets into the right hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. A gente manda muito bem, né? Qual você quer?
Hello. Hi,
Você vai fazer?
my question is very simple actually. White tulips.
As tulipas a gente não fez ainda.
Tulips.
A 2 a gente já fez.
Yeah, good question. When I was first started writing Evermore, I wanted to have a symbol between Ever and Damon that would show their love for each other throughout 400 years. And so I was trying to think of a symbol that might have lasted 400 years, and so the idea of a flower came to me. And so I went on some flower. I started Googling flowers, you know, on the internet and flower meanings, and I learned that a long time ago, flowers really had these specific meanings. So if a boy, you know, gave you flowers, if he gave you yellow roses, it meant one thing, pink roses, it meant another. And you would know his intentions based on the flowers that he gave you. And I thought that was really interesting. So I started looking through all the different flower meanings, and when I got to red tulips, and I love tulips, it's one of my favorite flowers, it said he needs a red tulip.
I love you. Okay, you say it.
Hold on. When I got to red tulips, it said undying love. And I just thought it was a perfect symbol for Ever and Damon, and I was happy that it was the red tulip that meant that, because it's my favorite flower. And so, just like that.